Echuca.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm down here in the inner sanctum at Morley Auto Group. I've got Cole Morley on my left and Kelly Walker, our race director, on my right. So we thought, leading up to our race, it'd be great to catch up with our sponsor of 20 years, our 20th race this year. And Cole came on board back in the early days, that first event, and yeah, a lot of people know Cole pretty well, and my estimation is somewhere in the vicinity of probably in excess of 60,000 he has put into this race over that period of time, and he won't like me saying that, but
It's too generous.
that's a fact. So welcome, Cole.
Thanks very much, Steve. Kelly, glad to be with you. Thanks for the opportunity to have a few words. But I'll just correct, that is horrifying when you think that amount of money, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought that might scare you off. How many times you've been around the world on that? But anyway,
it's been a wonderful ride so far, and I can only hope that we can continue this because it's been tremendously successful.
So
with some lovely people.
Yeah, there's been a couple of okay people go before us. You, Steve Grays, and you.
He's on the outer.
Yeah, well, Steve Who, isn't it? It's funny when
Steve Who, there has been great.
Yeah.
No, we he's been wonderful, and if I had a few, and the old stalwarts, Neil Ennis, he sort of keeps bobbing his head up all the time. But if I go back to the start, if I may.
Yeah, please.
The interesting thing was the Tri Club was, I think, a creation of Patterson. Greg Patterson.
Greg Patterson, yeah.
And I recall one day a couple of strangers walking in the door looking for some sponsorship or just floating the idea. And one of them was our ex-employee, Andrew Lockhead.
Oh yeah, now in real estate.
Who's done very, very well for himself. And is if you ask him, he's a human walking success story and a legend. And he has been instrumental in getting this job in the early infancy days and the initial days, getting it up off the ground. And I think they might have had about 30 odd people in the club initially, and they were varying ages. But look, it seemed to take off like wildfire, and I thought we were probably a bit tongue in cheek. We'll give them a few bob and see if they could get going. But look, as the momentum's built, it's become apparent to all that it's just got a fantastic appeal, and I think it's the area here that appeals. We seem to just have a perfect locale. The temperature's pretty right. I don't know about this weekend, it's going to be sort of fairly warm, but yeah, the locale's right. We've got the river, and we just put it all together. It's got all the right resources, the ingredients of this there, and we've had a sensational ride with the committee. You mentioned Steve Gray. I know he's at the helm there for many, many years, and he, not single-handedly at all, because it takes a group of people, pulled it together. He had the knack of being able to be fairly casual about it, but also putting the right things in the right places, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and just a great group of people that supported him, and here you are.
Exactly, we're obviously following on in his footsteps a bit, and carrying everything forward as it's been, and like I said, it's been great to have you involved in my time, and it's certainly it's a bit of an institution around town now with the event and our training on a Wednesday night, and you've been part of that all the way along. So interestingly, Steve is competing in the individual event this year, and that hasn't happened. We've tried to work out over 10, 12 years since he's actually competed in the event.
Yes.
So that'll be great in itself to actually see him out there.
Well, I've been competitor. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, particularly in the individual. But I've noticed a few legends around the town. Sandsy, he gets out and does a little bit, and he'll probably be in this weekend, would he?
He's flying a bit under the radar, coming off an injury, but he is going to be out there.
He's expected to front up.
Yeah.
What'll he be doing?
He's doing everything.
Okay.
He's got his own team in as well, but he's also doing individual. So.
Well, I know that I've been reading a fair bit about these two gentlemen in the paper, and they've been doing quite well out of the town in places around Australia. So they're
doing well in the Gatorade series.
Yeah. So which is good. And but back to the event here. No, it spawned something. I didn't realise it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, scary.
I was going to ask the question. For 20 years.
I've done my research.
I don't think you can be unprepared at all. No, we've had a lot of fun, and it's been interesting to see the route change as well. Just go back to the earlier stages with the family. So it just grew and grew and grew, and the numbers swelled, and you could tell that we were going to have a bit of an issue here because it was becoming very, very popular. I thought, through my eyes anyway. And the way that the traffic management, that's been an issue from the get-go. I think that there would be a challenge. There was going to be a challenge this year was the Warren Street closure. I'm sure you've got that all covered. I'm sure we're well prepared for that, but it seems to go particularly well in the route that we're choosing at the present moment. And one of the attractions, I suppose, is running along the river. So the transition from we're doing the swim. That's a bit of a challenge, just getting up the bank, and I watch the muddy people coming out of the water.
Yeah.
Beautiful, clean water we've got. And, jumping onto the bikes and going around, but and then the run. It's a good way to finish.
It's a great way to showcase our town, realistically.
Absolutely.
We take it for granted, but to see it on race day, it's and a lot of people comment on how great a course it is. So, and again, that doesn't come about without your input. So.
Oh no, we just go down and help. Like to be
and you do, you get your hands dirty on the day, and we love that. So
well, you roll your sleeves up and just
get in and have a go. So we might talk about race day now. Kelly, how's everything panning out there?
Race day's panning out quite well, thanks. We're in full swing. The preparations are going well. The heat looked like it could have been an issue, but I think come 6 o'clock it'll be well and truly under the 40 degrees. We've got plenty of drink stations. Colin's given us a few hot tips on those hose downs along the 5k run leg, so everyone will get a good spray, a good cool off, and finish strong. But as long as everyone finishes safely, we'll be happy.
Yeah, I think that is, speaking of the safety, it is one of the features of the race. It's everyone can get out there and race safely and get home safely, and you know, with a little bit of the stories floating around of cars and bikes not mixing so well lately, this is a great opportunity for people to get out and do something with their family and get off their iPads and their iPhones and get out and exercise. And again, the first step is getting our sponsor on board. We have a lot of overheads sitting in place prior to an event starting, and without the Morley Auto Group's help, we'd be under the proverbial, as they say. So can't thank you enough, Cole.
Thank
Steve,
you, Colin.
it's a pleasure, and I feel like it's a paid commercial. Plenty of airplay here, but look, it's just a great thing to do. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of, and you can actually, as I pointed out before, you can roll your sleeves up, get dirty, try to help make it happen in whatever insignificant way that we might be able to assist in. But I think every little bit helps. It's not the financial side of it. It's just it's great for the town. I've seen the club grow. The club's grown in strength with wonderful people behind it.
120 members now, so
and it brings a lot of money to the town. And the best part about our opportunity has been able to, unfortunately tonight with the heat, the CLRS program that was the run walk has been cancelled, and that's understandable. But tomorrow is a full day, pretty much, and then Sunday the swim.
Yeah,
down
to Winery Swim.
Yeah, that's
another opportunity to showcase our town.
Come down and get muddy,
get muddy,
dirty,
get muddy.
Yeah. But that's family finish.
Family finish,
it's just great, and it's wonderful for the town.
It is.
So people stay, they come, and that's
Enjoy
the other.
weekend.
Exactly, that's the other part about what we can offer is it's a family thing that stretches out over 2 or 3 days, which is not just you don't just drive to the event, do the job and then come back home again. So we're certainly it's a pleasure, and we're privileged to have been given the opportunity. So it works as well for us as it does for the community and the club, I suppose.
Beautiful. Thank
you, Colin.
Thanks for your time, Kel.
Thank you
Colin.
very much. You do a wonderful job.
Lastly, the ride in the Mustang, is that next? I know that.
Yeah, that's for another day. But well, I could talk to you about that for another hour, but we haven't got the time. I haven't paid enough money.
And Colin will be out in the lead vehicle in the race tomorrow. So if you've got time to give him a wave, look out for him and shout out and say hello, because as you know, he'll be happy to sit and have a bit of a chat to you.
Yeah, that's it. And just one thing on that too, I have watched, I've fortunately been able to jump in the sweep car to try and make it a safe ride, track for the riders. But I just sometimes am amazed, you know, some people just drive straight out into the front of an event and they're being, you've got to be able to read it surely, but anyway, it does happen, and I hope, my greatest hope is that there is safety tomorrow.
Yes.
People observe, because I can tell you what, going down through the port there at 40, 45, 55, some of these guys on that downhill slope to the McDonald's corner would be probably touching 60 kilometres an hour.
Yeah,
If they're not that, they'd be wanting to. They'd be aspirational to take them there. And
spoke to Caden Jeffries yesterday, and he said exactly that. They hit close to 60 at that roundabout. So,
Yep.
hence why we need to have road closures and marshals in place to keep these guys safe.
So that's, I'll keep my fingers crossed, and that'll be a wonderful event if we can pull it off and there's no damage or injury. So, to all the competitors, best of luck. Doesn't matter what age, but for teams, for individuals,
It's just
love it.
Great family
So thanks,
day.
folks.
Thanks, Colin.
I'll give
Love
you a
your work,
kiss.
Cole. I'll stay out of the middle of that.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.